Alrighty, today we're going to talk with Walter Jackson, and he has developed his own app, and he's a graduated from City University with a computer science degree, served in the United States Marine Corps Reserves and the Washington State National Guard. He has over 30 years in information technology as a developer, analyst, architect, and technical program manager working at Fortune 500 companies on large-scale marketing initiatives. He enjoys playing golf. Yes, U.S. Open is coming our way, so we're going to get that in there too. Supports youth programs, and he believes in a win-win between consumers and businesses. So welcome, Walter.
Thank you for having me here.
We're excited to have you. So you created an app. So what brought you to go do that?
Well, being in technology, just going back a little bit, I was sitting in a meeting once, and I had a guy come in from IBM, and when he was talking about the future,
Right.
saying here's what's going to happen in the future, and of course most of us yeah, right, well, I'd like to see that happen, right? And
Kind of like flying cars and the Jetsons going to happen.
yes. And so happened, he was talking about, at the time they was calling it the information highway, which is the internet, right?
Right.
And at the same time that show, The Panel, was out. I don't know if you remember that, where the little girl was skipping through the salt flats and saying, hey, one day you will be able to take information from here to over here. She had a British accent. Anyway, shortly afterwards, here comes the internet. And then that just led to other meetings where someone come in and talk about the future, and then you watch it unfold. Well, one day somebody we were talking about marketing, right? All the type of marketing doing, which is mostly traditional marketing. And at the time, the daily deals were popular, and daily deals were just some companies that was reaching out to businesses and consumers, trying to connect them together through the websites.
Right.
Right, and then and paper ads and flyers and ads and those leaflets to your house, etc.
Those round file things.
Yes.
Those
Yes.
medium round file things.
Yeah. And when that was going on, I was in a meeting talking to people, and I go, why don't you guys just build an app for that? They go, oh, well,
You
no.
make it sound so easy. Let's just build an app.
Yeah, and that's exactly the impression. The response to get back to me. Yeah, right. The technology's not there yet. The cost would just be extreme, and then you have to spend all this time, and and to be honest, all I heard was blah 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 blah, because my mind was, well, they're not going to do it.
Here we go.
I said, because somebody else is going to. This is not rocket science. Somebody else is going to think it is.
So this is not a Groupon or a living social type of deal. This is completely different.
Completely different. So what the whole concept is that when in our online marketing business, working with consumers, and we were selling websites, search engine optimization, and pay-per-click, and we're selling those features mainly around the websites, right? Website development. So when we're sitting there developing that, we're talking to small businesses, because that's the businesses to focus, right? I'm not interested in trying to sell anything to Target or Boeing or
Yeah,
Microsoft.
the Whopper guys have their own dealios going on.
And they got
They're just
millions of
yeah,
dollars
right.
to spend. So
and the small guys need some help.
they need some help. And so talking to them, they were talking about their marketing dollars, which is, pretty low budget, compared to the big guys.
Well,
right?
yeah. It's tough to eke out $100 a month, even if you're really small. It's tough to get. I mean, and then they don't even think about it too, because they're just like, it's going to be so expensive, I can't afford to market. And then they get stuck in that quandary of, can I afford it? I can't afford it, but I got to do it.
But you got to have to do it.
Yeah,
exactly. So we're sitting there, and I'm explaining the value of websites, and then search and optimization. And the one thing that I saw, the biggest response I got back is, well, I'm just uncomfortable because I can't see it, right?
Right.
And so as from the technology side, we're going, well, trust us. We really are modifying
the checks in the mail.
Yeah, yes, your code. We really are doing search and optimization. We're really trying to get you on the first page of Google, the Google search, et cetera. Of course, you got to keep paying us every single month, a lot of money to do that, but we're really trying to do that. And
and that's evolving a little bit, isn't it? It's not so much now. There's the relationship that you even have to build online, that they have to get to know you and everything still.
Bingo, which SEO, pay-per-click, so a lot of that marketing is not spent on building relationships.
Right.
It's built on the technology companies making money.
Right.
So, because in return, there's really no true, let's say search and optimization doesn't work. You don't get in on the first page within the first 6 months, 8 months, whatever that you were promised.
Right.
So you don't get on there, and so what's your course of action? Do you keep
paying
sticking
that
with
empty
it?
dollars? Or?
Do you switch to another SEO company, and you just blew, half your year's budget?
Right. And if you're like me, it's Greek anyway, so you're like hoping someone can translate for you.
Yes. So I was at a meeting once, and in that meeting, I think a lot of people are familiar with. I don't know the name of the book, but it's the Military Guide. It's a military guide. It's a book that's has a bunch of advertising in it that they hand out at the military bases, and this one gentleman we had talked about modifying a website, reaching customers, etc. He said that he didn't really see the value in a website. The cost was like about $1,000, but he saw the value in spending $3,000 to do a hard print ad inside a magazine. And that was when the lights went on for me, is that one is that they have to see the value, and the other is, especially from small business size, they have to trust you.
Right. You have to build that trust relationship, otherwise you're toast.
Yes.
Through and everything. So how were you still working for a Fortune 500 company then at that point, and then did you break out on your own?
Yes. So, what I did was initially was you have an idea, right? And I'm not a developer anymore. I'm a technical program manager, the skill set wise. So I knew how to lead a team in technology to build something for a consumer. So I had to go out and find people that believed in the idea to help develop it and grow it. And part of my previous business experience with construction management, I learned about the relationship side, and I learned about when you have an idea, you got a couple ways to market, right? You can do door to door, or you can build strategic relationships. And so the path that I chose was it's all about relationships. So our sales guys, so to speak, are called relationship managers because they're not really selling; they're building the relationships long term. They don't get your money and disappear, right?
Well, and it's hard for a developer, right? If you don't really understand the business and know what their future vision is, it's really hard to go, oh, okay, let me put you in this search engine, because it might not be the one that's their consumer. You need to know the business to figure out what words are going to be at, what does the website need to look like. So you have to build and know the goals of the company before you can just go, oh yeah, I can do that.
Yes, because there's a recent article that came out about the 5 key fails in sales, and the number one item was that the businesses said the sales guys don't listen to what they have to say, right? Because they're coming in trying to close a deal.
Right. Yeah, they're under pressure. They're usually on commission and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, they want to make their money. And sometimes it's the fault of the business too, because they don't really know what they want. Yes,
and that's where the relationship is working together to build it. And then like one of the keys to our app, et cetera, is that when our app is, besides it being dynamic, it's not complete. So in other words, I look at an app as constantly changing to fit consumer and business needs.
Which is how a business is. A business is not static. If it is, it's done. It's dead.
So you have to work with the people. You have to get feedback and be willing to make changes and adjustments. Now, one thing is also part of that community that you mentioned when we asked about, are we like Groupon, et cetera. The one thing is that we believe in strategic relationships is that from the partnering aspect, we're part of the community. We're here in the community. We sponsor events. You give out scholarships, etc. You're not, I'm not saying anything negative about the Groupon, but they haven't done anything in my community.
Right,
for
right. I understand
for
that.
us and stuff. So they have a different business model. So we just believe
And
in
I
that
think that's really starting
long
to
term.
change too. Yeah, because it's really the focus is starting to say to bank local, shop local, keep your dollars local, because then you have a better impact on your community. If everything is staying together, you get better results. Basically, if you keep more dollars in your own community instead of like, yeah, that's really good. You're a national company.
Yes.
You don't really care about me in University Place, Washington, or Tacoma because you've never even heard of us.
Yes. Yes. And you look at part of the news and everything else. There's terminology to call hyperlocal, and it's that they start switching to versus talking about like I said, let's say Seattle news. They're talking just about Seattle. Is that you start getting some local flavors, right? What's going in your local area? Because living in Tacoma, does it really matter what's going on in Seattle right now? There's some important news, but for the most part,
Yeah.
you're more concerned about your own backyard.
Yeah,
right?
we want to know what's going on in Lakewood and what's happening in our, because that's why you see all these little smaller newspapers, the Volcano, the Tacoma Weekly, because we want to know what's going on local, not just being the redheaded stepchild.
Yes, and that's what makes it really hard around website design and user search and optimization, et cetera, is that getting to that targeted audience. Because let's be honest, it doesn't matter what business you're in, not everybody will use your business or your product or your service. Not everybody. The key is you
Right,
need to
even
find,
though you say everybody's my client,
Yes.
not everybody will really use you.
number to use. Yes, and just like when you get things in the mail, let's say those coupon books. I can't think of the name of them.
We don't always say those on air, but yeah, the
Oh,
really,
sorry.
really big round file ones. that
Yes,
you-
the big round file. That's exactly what happens is the round file. So there's potential,
Right.
but and that small businesses with their budget, they're paying for that potential. But for businesses in general, really what they want to pay for is results, right?
Right,
They want
right,
to see a conversion, a transaction, generating revenue. That's what they really like, and that's where we get into talking about return on investment. So whatever you're doing with your money, what is your return on investment? Is it measurable? If it's not measurable,
Then why are you spending your dollar?
then why are you spending the money?
So what name did you come up with?
Well, the name of our the name of our company is Deals Ashore. Deals Ashore Incorporated. We were a group of people. We were talking about what we talk about a name. What makes
Right.
sense for a name? We came up with a bunch of different names, and the one thing that there was a couple that just came back from a cruise,
Oh, that's nice.
right? And they were saying, a lot of when people go on cruise, a lot of people they get advertisement for when they go ashore to buy stuff,
Right.
right? And they're looking for deals. And I go, Deals Ashore. That fits
Yeah, that
anywhere
makes sense.
nobody's going to buy stuff on water, so everybody buys things on land. Deals Ashore. And, okay, let's go with Deals Ashore. And so we went Deals Ashore for our whole online marketing concept, and our app to separate it from the company name is called yourbiz.deals. yourbiz.deals. The URL is a URL as well as the actual name of the app itself.
We are talking with Walter Jackson, who is part of Deals Ashore, the best deals on land. I'm digging that name. And we're talking about a new app that he created that's going to help your local market and get you in the forefront of people that you can offer deals and be live action. And so we're talking about how you came up with the name Deals Ashore, and tell me the name of the app again, because that's where we're going to take off from.
Yeah, yourbiz.deals.
So my biz. So I have a business, and let's say it's been around for a couple years and stuff. So what's my benefit for coming to you?
Okay. So
How does it work? Walk me through what's a typical day like, Walter?
right. So I like to do it companies to because the business model is different,
Right.
So I just use an analogy to help bridge it.
Yes.
So today, okay, so Linda, you own a company, right? And you're spending dollars on marketing. My guess is you're probably marketing in a newspaper or You got some type of coupon special, some type of traditional marketing that you're doing. Now, when you chose those companies that you do business with, whether it was with a friendship, relationship, or something like that, that you
Usually,
picked that particular company, that's one of the sales parts. The other sales part was when they told you, they said, okay, what we have is 20,000 subscribers. We got 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah, so I have to know as a small business, how many of those need to walk in my door and buy my product to pay for those advertising dollars?
Right. But that is the one true number they can't give you, right? So what they tell you
They
is...
can guess.
They guess. So we're going to have, okay, we got 20 million subscribers. And then, of course, based off the number of subscribers is the price increases.
Right. Oh,
right?
yeah.
And then from that price increase, also one thing is that you're picking is the length of your ad. So if you want your ad to be for a week or a month or 6 months or run it every other week, so whatever that is, that's also part of the cost. And what you're actually paying for is really what is known in the industry as impression. You got, let's say you got 20,000, they got 20,000 subscribers. What they're saying is that there's possible 20,000 impressions.
Right. 20,000 people will see your ad.
Yeah. Now, of course, you want conversions, but what they can tell you is that our estimated ROI is you should get about 4 to 5% return.
Right. And then you have to make sure in your ad you have a call to action to make people do something instead of just, oh, look, isn't that nice?
Yes. So the question becomes okay, how do you know if that ad is successful?
That's when we ask our customers that walk in there, how'd you hear about us?
Okay. So the few customers that come in, you're gonna ask them. Now, the potential of 20,000 subscribers they have, how many of those 20,000 actually saw your ad?
Right.
Do you have that number?
I don't think so.
Okay. So they say it's potential 20,000 because that's what you pay for it. You don't know if 20,000 actually saw it or how many of the 20,000 saw it. Of the consumers that saw your ad, do you know what they did with your ad? Do you know if they shared with other people? Do you know if they cut it out? Do you know what they did with that ad? Because even if they come into your door, some people forget the ad.
Right, the coupon.
So do you really know?
Which is why grocery stores and all that are going to apps now, so it's on your phone, because you usually don't forget your phone.
Yes, everybody has.
And do your analogy that we did during the break there of not everybody being
your customer. Yeah,
because
of that 20,000 subscribers, not all of them are your customers. Some of them will never be your customers. Right? Because whatever your product or service is, they either don't like it, don't want it, don't need it. So the key is if we all had the opportunity to do so let's just say that particular company came to you and said, okay, you're advertising with us now and you're paying us a couple $100 a month up front. Now your ad in the past we really couldn't give you any metrics, so now here's what we're going to do. We can tell you how many people actually looked at your ad. We can tell you how many people shared your ad. We can tell how many people called you. We can tell how many people went to your website. We can tell you how many people downloaded your ad or cut your ad out of the newspaper. Right. We can give you those numbers. We can tell you, in fact, if your ad is not working, that, hey, maybe you want to change it for no extra cost. You just change your ad because it's not working. It's not generating anything. So we do that, and we charge you the same price. Matter of fact, we charge you half the price you're paying today.
Ooh, you're a deal maker. But
Would you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, now, I hate to say it, they're not coming.
Right.
Those companies are not going to come with that deal because
they're not going to make any money. Yeah.
It doesn't exist. So the reason it doesn't exist is because that's mainly traditional marketing. So around the app, one thing is that what we have is, I'm familiar with Google Analytics. Right. A lot of companies like to say they created some type of analytics and they customize it so they can charge you more money. But the basis is most of the foundation is Google Analytics because it's a well-known, well-respected analytics tool that works.
There's no need to reinvent the wheel all the time.
Exactly. So from us with the Google Analytics, and I tell everybody, whatever you do online is trackable.
Oh, yeah.
So be careful.
Just look at the CIA stuff and all that. Oh, they've been doing all of our internet.
Yes. So you click on it, it's
They're
tracked.
going to see, yeah.
Yes. So as a result, is that from our app is that we can provide those metrics, right? We know if somebody looks at your deal. We know if somebody shares your deal, if they go to your website, if they download the deal, if they look at your hours, if they need directions to your location, etc. We know what they're doing with your ad, which means we also know
if it's working.
It's working. And then our relationship manager goes, yeah, it's been out there for a week. It's not generating any clicks. You might want to change it.
Yeah, tweak it.
Yes. And since it's an app, it's online, it's dynamic, meaning as soon as you change it, it's live.
That's great.
Right? So it's not, you need to get it to us by Thursday, and
and then we'll have our copywriter review it. We'll get back to you on Monday.
Yes.
And then maybe next week we can get our change for you.
Yes. And so the business. So if you think from the consumer side, so that's the business side. The consumer side is that most consumers are looking within a targeted area.
Right.
Locally.
Yeah, because we don't want to drive to Timbuktu to go get what we want. We like to save gas now, especially, and go with our local community. I mean, we're really pushing that. Let's go local.
Let's go local, yes. So when a person goes out to our app, so here's how our app works. A person goes to our app, your Biz.Deals, and then they got a couple things that they can do. One, they can perform a search, right?
So
search for, let's
categories.
say, like Italian food, as an example. So they search for Italian food, and what's going to populate is those items that match Italian food, right? And our in our map, we populate the companies that have the deal and the companies that don't have a deal. And the ones that have a deal stand out, and the ones that don't have a deal, they're kind of faded, right? They're there, but because people will always go with what stands out the most.
You always want to break.
Yes. And so so they can click and look at the ad and see if they like that Italian special deal that your company's offering. And if they like it, they can download it, they can share it, they can do all those things that we mentioned earlier. And we know that they did it. We know that they searched for food, and we also know what they did with your ad, right? Now, so if they didn't do anything, then we know that they did not, and you might want to change your ad, so we can give you that feedback.
Right. So you give live feedback on top of it. Your results are pretty live as well. It's not 1 month later we can tell you what happened.
Yes, and the best part about all that is the consumer search for your business.
Right.
So there may be 1,000, 20,000 subscribers, but the bottom line is these 50 actually look for your type of business.
Right.
If that makes sense. So they're looking for you. You just need to be on the map.
Right. You need to be listed up. So it kind of works for any kind of company, correct? It would be any kind of product or service.
Any kind of product, any type of company. And how our the model works is that we're really more results based versus upfront based. So we don't take your money up front and wish you luck, right? So because we're looking
That's
to work,
different.
yes, we're looking to work to create results, right? Because as a small business, because we're a small business.
That's how you grow too.
Yeah, we're not a Fortune 500 company, and one thing is that, but we know technology, we understand marketing, we understand how to, as build a relationship and work with you as a business owner. We're not experts on your business,
right?
We just know how to connect the consumers and the businesses together. That's where our expertise comes from. That's why I say, let us be your strategic marketing arm, because you have another choice. You probably have created a Facebook account, a Twitter account, or Instagram. You've probably done some of the marketing on your own on top of paying other companies. But that's not your job. You're trying to run your company.
Right.
So, and to outsource that costs more money, et cetera. Well, part of our app, what we're doing is that we're helping drive consumers to use our app to find your business. So you can basically save money because you don't have to do that much marketing because we're marketing to the Puget Sound base using targeted marketing toward the ads that are posted out there on the app, right? So that's what it says, strategic partnership relationship. We're working with you as a business to be successful because we're only successful if you're successful.
Right.
We're talking about
so
the win-win.
What does a business have to provide to you? I mean, what would I, as a small business owner, provide? Do I have to say these are the people I want to target, or do I just talk about the product
No.
and this is the sale I'm willing to have?
Yeah.
Or?
So besides your name, address, and phone number, contact them so they can find you.
Yeah. So we can.
Yeah, then next is your ad, right? Mm-hmm. And then we talk about the ad itself. The tendency is for, I found out for some companies, initially what they want to do is advertise those items that aren't moving. Well, there's a reason why they're not moving.
Right, correct.
So what you really want to do is get people in the door, right? Mm-hmm. It's better to sell given you got the quantity in stock, it's better to sell that hot item stock out. Well, we already got people that's coming in the door for that, so I don't think I need to advertise that item. Well, if you're selling 5 a day, what if you're selling 20 a day or 15 a day, right? Yeah. So we try to help with that.
Your sales staff to do the add-ons of the stuff that's not moving as well. That means they need to do a little sales training to get that other item to just be, you want fries with that? Here's my fries.
Yes. Yeah, throw it in with another item. Right. So it's to help generate that, and that's why giving that feedback of it's been sitting there for a week, you're really not generating anything, you might want to change that ad. Whereas the newspaper or magazine, you're not going to get that call.
Right. So if is it like, are they colored and all that kind of stuff? How does the app look like on your, I'm assuming it's on your phone?
Yeah, so right now our app is all web-based, which will work on any device, but it will also work on a desktop or laptop, right? It's device-centric. And we're creating our Android app, a rollout next, and then our Apple iOS app after that, and then Windows would be the last one. BlackBerry is just not enough.
Not enough people have them anymore.
Use that, so
does it pop up on people's devices and says, "Hey, there's a new"?
Oh well, with our marketing,
yeah,
we got people to. So right now we've had since inception, we've had a couple 100,000 people in the Puget Sound area that has went to our app. We have a couple thousand a week that are actually using it on a continuous basis. So we're constantly marketing our app to the audience to download this, and then that's one part. The other advertising part that we do on our own, this is our own dollars, right? The other part we do is when people post ads, we're also marketing those ads for people. Hey, you might have looked at that before. Come back because here's some other ads, et cetera. So we're doing a continuous.
We saw that you wanted Italian food before. Hey, we got these new Italian restaurants listed or something like that.
Yes.
Very cool.
So it's continuous marketing we're doing, and then what we decided to do versus doing the door-to-door marketing with companies is that we went out and formed strategic partnerships with our first one was the Lakewood Chamber of Commerce. Working with them.
Shout out Linda.
Yes, shout out Linda to get the word out, and I work with them to do an event where when they go into the military base, I don't know the term, when the new people come in and they want to get them information. Get them that app. So getting these businesses saving marketing dollars by creating paper
and
that
especially
they're going to throw
those that are
away
across the country. That's good for franchises.
Yes,
but
so you use the app for that because a lot of those guys are looking for local
right
deals,
because they don't know where to go. Where do you go get my vacuum serviced? Hint,
yes.
hint.
Yes. So using that, and we also have partnership. They went with the Washington Restaurant Association.
Okay.
We've done stuff with them. The Greater Seattle Business Association, and the Seattle Chamber of Commerce, and our other partner relationship that should be finalized this week is with Tacoma Travel and Tourism.
Oh, okay, good.
Just working with companies to. The idea is we don't do, like I said, we don't cold calling, we don't do mass emailing companies. We really want with these relationships, if you're part of, if you like, say, if you're in the military or if you're part of Liquid Chamber, et cetera, it's really working with you guys to be successful, those businesses and those consumers as well, because all business owners are consumers as well, right?
Right.
Work with them to be successful versus the painful sales guy knocking on your door all the time trying to sell you things you really don't want or
don't need. We have Walter Jackson from Deals Ashore with us today, and he is talking about a brand new app that's here to help local businesses do a live app that you can switch your promotion, you can reach your local customers, you get your analytics out of it instead of maybe having to wait with another form to wait to get those kind of results. And you're just telling me, how fast can this get up and running? How fast does this work?
Yeah, once a business makes a decision, they can have their ad live in less than 5 minutes. The key is that we just believe in simplicity, right? Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it because it's not trying to prove how great we are. It's about results, right? What works best for the business, et cetera. And they have a choice where the relationship manager can post the ad for them or they can post it themselves.
How often do they talk to the relationship manager?
What I recommend is
there a lot of hand-holding at the beginning?
Well, in the beginning, yes.
Okay.
Yes. I recommend those guys at least once a week. Just stay in touch with them. And our reports we put out once a month. But, so like I said, if we see an ad not working, you hear more often from the relationship manager versus the ad is really working, right? Then it's,
and they're all trained not to go, hey, knucklehead, this is not right. Or is it just, okay.
Okay. If you want to stick with it, it's just recommendations, right?
Right.
Because we're here to help because, like I say, we're only successful if you're successful. So if you're not being successful, it's just not in our best interest to sit around and wait for something to happen, right?
Right. So how does it benefit since we've been talking a lot about going local, so it benefits the local consumers because they can find out what the local businesses are available?
Yes, find out all the deals within that local area. And besides deals, you can think of the app is that one thing that a business can do is post a breakfast special, a lunch special, dinner special in the same day, right? Because they can change their ad anytime that they want.
Oh,
so
bingo.
So for the consumer is that or an event. So consumer can find what they need within that local area on our app. So versus going to searching a website and searching Yelp and searching Google Places and all these other different means, they can go to one-stop shop to find what they need. Like I said, and when we're talking about mainly about the advertising part, right? So that's our specialties, advertise around deals or events. We're not into if a let's say a sporting event has its example you mentioned earlier. They show their scores at a regular basis. We don't.
Yeah,
that's not our core business.
Right.
It's around deals.
So you could also, besides just saying that you could introduce a new product this way. So if you're new and improving something, or you're upgrading a product, or if you're having another location open, so it's not just regulated to a 25% off this deal today. It can be, hey, guess what? We're expanding and we're going to add X, Y, and Z. So you can really keep on top of people's minds. Yes,
and part of that is that from the benefit is that from the consumers, there's two things that we offer to the consumers. One of the items to be out before the U.S. Open, another one after the U.S. Open is that we're allowing the consumers to save, besides save a deal and come in and redeem it, they can save their favorite business. And by saving their favorite business, when that particular business changes their ad, et cetera, they get a notification that there's a new deal available, right? And it's all part of the long-term loyalty program because there's a lot of loyalty programs out there. Some of them are pricey, some of them are not. But like I say, we believe in a 360 approach from business to consumers. Is that from business perspective, you're trying to find the consumer, you're trying to get them in your doors, and you want them to come back. Right. And that's what our app is focused on. All three of those, not just
introduce it, keep them coming, and get them to buy.
Yes, without doing the lost leader part that some other companies offer, where you get them in the door for some lost leader, and then you hope they come back, and they never come back unless there's another lost leader offered.
Right. So this way you're building, so then people get trained to look for their favorite store constantly on the app. So that they're going, oh, wait, before I go, let me check my app to see if there's a deal there because I know I'm going to be in the vicinity. Have you ever had like a group of stores go together?
That's something we're working on up in Linwood. There's a mall, and so one company wants to try it out first and then get all the rest of them involved. So
yes, I'm thinking on a strip mall, on a strip, it would be great because you can kind of wander in and out, and you're still bringing the cars in and bringing the foot traffic in. But then, I had one client that had a salon, and then a tanning was next to her, and then a day facial thing. So they would all work in conjunction with each other to do ads, because one time it'd be a hair special, one time it'd be a facial special, one time it'd be a nail special. But then the foot traffic was all there, and so they played off each other, and they all got to grow. So I think that there's some other applications that could come in with an app like this.
yes, it's flexible. Yes, it can accommodate that. It's flexible to accommodate that. Yes.
So now, how much does it cost for a consumer to get the app?
It's free for consumers. Everything consumer does is free. They don't pay to save a deal. They don't pay to search the website. They don't pay for anything they click on, anything they do. They never pay.
Okay, so say the website because people want it now for sure. Free.
Yeah, yourbiz.deal. yourbiz.deals.
Right on. Okay, so now how about a business? How expensive are we talking?
Now, from the business perspective, be one or two things. So, from an individual business, right? With
Is there a business that's too small? Can it be a mom and pop?
No, it can be. The size. Yeah, the business size doesn't matter from a small business perspective, right?
Okay.
So, because we're talking single locations,
Okay.
right? So, single location businesses. For now, through the U.S. Open, what we're doing is that the business only pays if the consumer clicks on their deal.
Okay.
Or they click to share, or they click to go to a website. The consumer has to physically perform an action.
Interest, yeah.
Yes, and that pay for that, and it's $1 a click, and with a cap. So we cap it off at $140 a month. And so what that means is that if you look at like how Google pay per click, et cetera, works, is that you put in they give a set dollar amount, and once that dollar amount is hit, your ad falls off. On our app, your ad never falls off. So if it got 1,000 clicks, you're still only going to pay $140. If it got 10 clicks, you're only going to pay $10.
Okay.
So you only pay for the action with a cap.
$140.
Yeah, because we're not looking to. And then with Google Analytics, we can tell the difference between Linda decided she's going to click 1,000 times on one thing versus we know Linda really. Yeah, we know that was Linda, and it was one click. It was one real click, not 1,000 clicks, right? So nobody games the system.
Wow, you guys have got it all going on. Do you have a success story?
One guy, he was selling a specific item, and luckily out here in Tacoma, specific item, and we told him, you really haven't gotten any clicks at all, so you might want to change the ad. So we're talking, he goes, there's this one thing that's really popular, and I'm going, well, let's just try it.
Let's just put that one on.
Yeah, let's just see what happens. Let's put that one on. And they sold out the first week.
Nice.
Right? So.
And that's good, because then if you guys are so reactive, if they're out of something, they can put in the next best-selling thing so they can restock and have that time to re-engage it.
Yes. Because it's all about the app. It's flexible. Right? So, and then for.
So this is kind of that one that if you're sitting there as an owner going, gosh, I wish I could get this. This one's selling so good, but if I could double it, I wonder what I could do. You could actually call somebody, and you could have an app and have that ad out in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Holy
dynamically.
Christ.
You can change it anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The app never sleeps, right? And
like some of the owners.
Yes.
It's like a great employee. It never sleeps for you.
Yes. And then if a company decides, okay, I'm running an ad, hey, do you guys mind if we just stop our ad for 30 days or 60 days? Oh, no problem. They do not have to come re-sign back up, and we don't them out of system. When they're ready, again, like I say, in less than 5 minutes, they can have the ad out.
Nice.
So there's no big reboot or restart.
So where are your offices so we can send consumers to you? I mean, not consumers too, but we'll send businesses your way.
All right, so the website is deals-ashore.com. We go to that site. There's the phone number,
which is
855-355-3332. There's the phone number. There's a email address, support@dealsashore.com. And we have an office in Lakewood and Maple Valley, and that's the local. And we also have one in Jerome, Idaho. And this week we just opened up an office in Toronto, Canada.
Nice.
So we're trying to grow.
So you're trying to grow it, and then are you going to go up and down the I-5 corridor as well?
Yeah, the Puget Sound is our main focus.
Mm-hmm. Canada, but we bleed up into Canada.
Yes, and the Toronto open in Toronto because they're from there, but they want to really get something going in British Columbia, which is, that whole I-5, just runs up and through Canada. But those are our offices, our contact information, and within less than 24 hours, somebody will get back to you with any questions. One thing we're doing, if whoever's on the phone, whoever's listening today, is at 5 p.m. at the Great American Casino, we're doing a presentation of our app to local businesses. For the U.S. Open, we have a marketing strategy for local companies to take advantage of all this U.S. Open traffic coming, not just short term while they're here, but after they're gone, there's always the bleeding effect from them, the leftover effect. So we're going to present our marketing strategy tonight at the Great American Casino here in Lakewood from 5 to 7 p.m.
Nice. So we're going to hope we get lots of locals to come in there. So Great American Casino, 5 to 7 this evening. And that's a great way to end our show. Thanks so much, Walter, for being here. I enjoyed having you. I'm sorry Daryl wasn't here to guide us along a little bit better there. Everybody, have a great week. This is Linda Jadwin.